Hi guys, good morning. So yesterday we started cyber security and we have discussed about couple of definitions. Those definitions are what is cyber security and what is meant by SIM tool and what is SOC, what is log, what is event, what is alert and what is incident and what are the different types of logs. And also we discussed about what is log source or data source. So from there we can continue. So every organization it will maintain the different types of log sources. Those log sources logs we have to integrate it to SIM tool. So what are the different types of log sources every organization will maintain, or what are the different types of logs we have to integrate to the SIM tool? We can see now log sources or data sources. And whatever logs are by default it is generating, that is called raw log. So this this category is based networking or endpoint or application side. In such a we can do the categorization part. First one is network related log sources. So under the networking side log sources are, we have router, switch, a load balancer. LB means load balancer. In the similar way, we have hub, we have LAN, a WAN, the wireless LAN dedicated to Wi-Fi. Even we have integrated Wi-Fi logs also. Yeah, so these are the couple of network related log sources logs we have to integrate to SIM tool. And most of the network related log sources it will support to syslog server method, because all these are hardware oriented modules or devices. So most of the network and also hardware oriented devices or modules or assets can be supported by syslog server method by default. Okay. So coming back to security. So all the security tools, whatever we are going to purchase or whatever we purchased already. So those logs we can call it security side. Example, antivirus or EDR or XDR or NDR or MDR, not MDR, NDR. In the similar way, we have firewall, proxy, DLP, encryption, HDS, HAPS, part of our IDR itself, file integrity monitoring, web application firewall, and also NADS, NAPS. Next one, CSPM tool, cloud security posture management. This one we can keep under the cloud. Yeah, so these are all the couple of DLP is DLP. So these are all the security related log sources. All these logs we can integrate to the SIM tool. Once again, this one may be either we can use API token method, or maybe we can use part of the, if it is dedicated hardware module, syslog server method. It depends on what is the deployment or what is the model number we purchased. It depends completely. So those are all security oriented log sources. Next one is infrastructure. Whenever we are referring infrastructure, it will come all the assets like all the servers, all the endpoints. So server means whatever servers we are discussed already, DNS, DHCP, Active Directory, domain controller. So in this similar way, SMTP server. Okay. So database server, Windows server, Unix, every servers will fall under the all the servers category. Along with this one, I will keep vulnerability management also to scanning of the vulnerabilities, combination of both on-premise or cloud. It is applicable to both. I'm keeping under infrastructure this one as a vulnerability management tool. Next one is application related logs. See, even we can keep VM in under the security also. Depends. Even VM is a security tool also. So no need to mention under the infrastructure, but it's okay. Why? Because all the server scanning, we are taking care of the vulnerability management. That is the reason I'm putting under the infrastructure. Yeah, as I said, servers, whenever we are referring the servers, it include databases also. It is include web servers, database servers, Microsoft Windows servers, Unix servers, SMTP, Active Directory, domain controller, DHCP, everything will fall under the servers, including database also. Next one is application related. All the apps logs, nothing but application logs. Even we can consider it as a both cloud-based applications or directly on-premise applications also. And next one is web application firewall. Web application firewall, it will is security tool also, even for preventing the WASP top 10 category of the attack. So it will come under the even application side as well. Okay. So all the application related logs will fall under the application side. It's applicable to both on-premise and cloud applications. And finally, cloud. So cloud services providers, whatever we are using in our organization, that may be Amazon Web Services or Azure related cloud instances or Google or GCP. In the similar way, Alibaba or Oracle Extra. So all these will fall under the cloud-based log sources or data sources. Now what we have to do, all these log sources logs, we have to integrate. So these are a couple of examples of the log sources. It's one of the interior question. In your organization, what are the different types of data source or log sources you are integrated to SIM tool? Okay, there is no need to say about category of the logs. Directly you can say router, switch, load balancer, firewall, proxy, EDR, DLP, encryption, file integrity monitoring, web application firewall, all the cloud, all the servers, all the databases, all the applications. That is also fine. There is no need to specifically we have to say category wise also. Directly you can say these many log sources. And what is the count? How many number of count of the log sources you integrated? You can say 500 because endpoints itself it has more than 10,000 or maybe 2,000 or 3. It depends on the organization point of view as well. Okay. So it is one of the interior question, guys. So here interior question like how many number of log sources are integrated to SIM tool. So you have to provide the count here. Or what are the different types of log sources logs are integrated to SIM tool. So this is also we can expect. So this is one of the question they can ask are what our client was supporting, what are the different types of log sources are there from the client side also. So as I said, this one, you can give the number of the count example 500 or 1000. It's okay, no problem. So they cannot come and they cannot verify, right? So you can say 1000 log sources are integrated. All the endpoints, I will make it like one category and all the firewalls, I will categorize one category. All the servers, one category. In such a way, we integrated approximate 1000 or 100 or 200. It depends. And what are the different types of log sources? Logs are integrated in the SIM tool. All these different types of log sources. So as I said, there is no need to provide the category. Directly you can say router, switch, load balancer, firewall, proxy. That is fine. So this one, router, switch, everything, whatever we discussed here, everything you have to write it here. So same answer. So that is about the log sources. Now we will discuss about couple of other definitions as well. What is EPS? Okay, already we discussed about event. Event is nothing but abnormal change of the log. It's not like a normal activity. It's like abnormal activity. Who will do abnormal activity? Abnormal activity can be done by either internal employee or maybe external attacker also. So it's not like a normal activity, whatever he is trying to do regular basis. It's a malicious activity. It's a suspicious activity. So that is called abnormal activity. So that abnormal activity we can refer as a event. Now, what is EPS? Events per second. Okay, full form is event per second. Per second, how many logs are generated? In the similar way, EPD, events per day, how many logs are generated? Next one is EPY, events per year. Per year, how many events are generated, logs are generated? Okay. So this is in the similar way, not only logs, even we have to integrate flow data also. What is flow data here? You know already what is net flow data. It's a combination of both incoming traffic or inbound traffic and also outgoing traffic or outbound traffic. If we're combining these together, inbound plus outbound, we can call it a net flow data. So if we're integrating these net flow related data to SIM tool, all the flooding category or spoofing category of the attacks can be monitored easily. So now we have FPS, flow per second. Next one FPD, flow per day. Next one is FPY, flow per year. Even as I said, all these will fall under the events wise. So not only we have to integrate it to SIM tool like events or logs, even we have to integrate flow data as well. But only one or two vendors only supporting flow data integration. One is HP ArcSight and the second one is IBM QRadar. No other vendor is supporting integrating of the flow data to SIM tool. Splunk, Exabeam, so Logarithm, Azure Sentinel. These vendors are not supporting to integrate flow data. They are integrating only logs to SIM tool. Okay. So that is the reason very rare cases they will receive the, okay, so flooding category of the attacks. So these are all like a logs or events we have to integrate, and these are all flow data, like a net flow data. So for that one, we have to use different types of collectors also we can use. Otherwise, we can use the span or mirror method. Already we discussed what is span or mirror method. So we have to make one of the interface span or mirror method. That interface we have to connect it to flow collector. That we can see. So as I said, we have to integrate both. It's better to integrate both events as well as logs and also flow data. Now SIM2 licensing. What is the SIM2 licensing and how we can calculate basically? SIM2 licensing is based on two parameters. Already we discussed about EDR licensing and DLP licensing, firewall licensing, proxy, NADS, NAPS, vulnerability management licensing, web application firewall licensing. In this similar way, even SIM tool, if you want to purchase, we have to consider two parameters. What are those two parameters? First parameter is total number of end users. So that is the first thing. How many number of end users are available in the organization side? And the second one is total number of GB per day. So GB per day, or we can use total number of indirectly total GB per day, not total number. Sorry, GB per day. It's depending on EPS count. So based on the EPS count only GB per day, nothing but per day how much GB is originating or generating by SIM tool we have to calculate. Okay, so according to this one only, now we can go and we can calculate storage also. How much storage is required? Per day, maybe 10 GB. So if we're multiplying into 365 days, so 365 into 10. So that will come around 3650 GB per annum, right? For 3650 GB. So what is the model number is required? Okay. Whenever you are calculating all these EPS count also, first and foremost, you have to identify the log source count. If you know about the log source count and each and every log source, how many events per day and is generating, then only we can calculate the GB per day. So for example, how to do that? Basically, this one nobody will ask at the time of the interview, but you should be aware of. So example, so serial number here, Now we can calculate how much storage is required. And this storage is based on the compliances as well. What type of compliances we are following and what is the retention policy we are following in our organization side. So log source name, total quantity, total number of the quantity of the log sources. Next one, EPS count for one and total EPS count. Yeah. So now serial number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. In the similar way, log source name. So example, Active Directory, DNS, under database servers. So next one is EDR tool, firewall. Next one, proxy. Next one, application logs. Next one is load balancer. Next one, router, switch. Okay, and so on. So this is the way. First, we have to gather all the log source count or log source name, or log source name is also called data source, where the logs are originating. Okay, so this one I can call it as log as well as data also. Both is same. Both are same. Okay, now after getting this information from the all the stakeholders, now we have to calculate the total number of the EPS count. How to do that? So total number of the quantity of the log sources here. So example, Active Directory in my organization, I'm using 2, and DNS I'm using 4, and databases I'm using 10, and the EDR I'm using 1, and the firewall I'm using 4, and proxy I'm using 2, and applications I'm using maybe 50. Okay, so load balancers I'm using 4, routers I'm using 50, and switches I'm using 100. Okay, so example, this is the total number of the quantity of the log sources. EPS count for one log source. Active Directory is generating now per second. Maybe 10, not 10. Okay, we can say 100. So DNS is generating 200. Okay, so database server, it is generating 100 events per second. Per second, 100 events. EDR, it is generating example 50. And also firewall, it is generating, okay, so 200 per second events. Next one, proxy is generating 100. Applications are generating, okay, so 200 example. So load balancer is generating 200. So routers are generating, okay, so 5 or maybe 5 per second. And switches are generating 5 per second, example. This is not by taking and going and asking the respective internal stakeholder. Example, now here is SIM security architect or solution architect, and you want to calculate the how much total number of is EPS count is generating in your organization or client. In that scenario, so how can you do that? If you are going and if you are asking about, okay, so what is the total number of the EPS count? Will the customer or client will give the proper count, or our internal stakeholders will give the proper count? No, they will not give the proper count. Go and ask EDR team how much per second, how many events are generating. In the similar way, go and ask network administrator, network engineers per second routers, how many events per second it is generating. Go and ask application team per second, how many events per second it is generating. They will not give the proper count. Everything like as imagination, assumption. All these are assumptions. Okay, we have to take the assumption from the different types of websites. Okay, so that is the way how these GB per day it will calculate. Now total EPS. So nothing but we have to multiply quantity and also EPS per one quantity. So nothing but row column number C and D. C into D. So if you are multiplying, then total EPS it will come 2 into 100, 200. Next one 4 into 200, 800. In this one 10 into 100, 1000. Next one 5 into 150. Next one 4 into 2, 800. Next one 1 into 2, 200. Next one 2 into 50, 1000. Next one 200 into 4, 800. Next one 5 into 5, 250. And 5 into 100, 500. So now this is the overall TPS count, how much it is generating for all these total number of the log sources or data sources in our organization, for example. So it will come approximate now 5,500. So take example round figure as a 6,000. Now additionally, this is not a total number of the EPS count. This total number of EPS count is this much. But whether we have to go and we have to purchase for this total number of EPS count our hardware module or maybe software, no, we don't, because as I said, it's everything like is imaginations and assumption only. So this one if are taking maybe in future because of the wrong calculation, EPS count maybe it will increase or maybe it will decrease. That is the reason. Not only that one, but also even these log source and data sets count is not like a constant in nature. Maybe tomorrow I'm purchasing one more router because of traffic is not sufficient. Whatever routers I'm using in my organization, currently 50. So tomorrow I'm purchasing one more 51. So and one more, okay, so new, okay, so office is located because of we are getting a lot of profits and we have to recruit lot of number of the people for new location. So obviously new laptops it will increase and new infrastructure we have to build, new servers we have to build, new databases we have to build, and also we have to create VPN tunnel between one location to another location and so on. So these log sources count is not like a constant. That is the reason always whenever you are making, you have to consider horizontal and vertical growth. What is my horizontal and vertical growth? Whenever we are making solution design of any security tool, we have to consider both horizontal and vertical growth as well. What is this horizontal and vertical growth basically? So year on year, how many number of log sources can be increased? Maybe current year, total number of employees are 1000. Maybe next year, maybe 1200. Maybe in 2027, maybe 400. And 2028, maybe it's 800. So employees count will increase. In case employees count will increase, whether APS count will increase or decrease. It will increase or decrease. Obviously, it will increase. That is the reason always you have to take horizontal and vertical growth year on year, not only on the employee side, even. So whatever servers we are using right now, is it sufficient or not? Can we purchase any new servers or can we purchase any new databases? Can you purchase any printers or can you purchase any so Unix servers or Linux servers or can we build up any new application? So this is the reason. So we have to consider horizontal, vertical. What is horizontal and what is vertical here? Take example of the y-axis and x-axis. So on the x-axis, you can consider as a employee, and y-axis you can consider as all the network devices. All the network devices are log sources. So now you can consider about 2024, in the similar 2025, 2026, and 2027, and 2028. For 5 years, I don't want to change my SIM tool because it's very expensive solution. I cannot put budget, so much of the budget and so much of the money and my purchasing the SIM tool. And I cannot change every year my SIM tool. I should not take wrong decision. I should not take wrong solution implementation in my organization, because we have to pay 10 crores, we have to pay 20 crores in case EPS count is 10,000 or 20,000. So to spending that much money and purchasing the tool, it's a very expensive tool, correct? That is the reason always we have to consider horizontal and vertical growth. Okay. So coming back here, maybe in the 2024, overall EPS count is 6,000. 2025. So here you can add once again on top of the 6,000, additional 30% buffer. So 6,000 plus
180.
6,000 plus 30% of 6,000. How much it will come overall?
12,018.
12,000. No, not 12,000. Sorry.
Then it would be 6,180.
Into here. Yeah, 6,000 plus 1,800. That will come 7,800. That is on the year number 2024. Now take this count on the year number 2024 as the input for us. And add additional on top of this one 30% buffer. Okay, now 7,800 plus 7,800 into
30%.
Yeah, into 30%. 30 by 100. Okay. So some X amount, 10,000 example. So here 12,000. So here 14,000. Finally, here maybe 17,000. Example, I am saying. So that means overall EPS count for another 5 years, it is going to reach 17,000. This one I have to keep in my mind to purchase any SIM tool. Okay. This is the way how we can do the horizontal and vertical growth log sources. Okay, so calculating of the EPS count. Okay, so now I'm making the solution for total overall 5 years. Maybe 5 years I want to change my SIM solution later. Okay, so for this 1,700 we have to calculate now how much storage is required. Okay, if you want to do that. Okay, so first we have to go for a couple of formulas. And up to now, do you have any questions? Up to now, do you have any questions? It's one of the interior question, this one also. What is the interior question? What is the total number of EPS count you are supporting in a project? Or what is the total number of EPS count is generating in our SOC operations? That is one of the interior question. Total number of, what is the count you will give?
Around 18,000.
What is the total number of EPS count is generating or is using in your organization or in your client location? So example, you can say below 15,000 at the time of the interview. So don't give more than 15,000. So you can say 12,000, you can say 10,000, you can say 8,000, you can say 4,000. So according to that one, and not only that one, even according to EPS count also, you have to give the total number of the team structure also. And you are saying EPS count is 4,000, and you are saying about 20,000, 20 members of the SOC team. It is not required 20 members SOC team. 9 members is sufficient for 4,000. And if you are giving 15,000 EPS count, maybe 19 members team is required. So always EPS count proportion to total number of the even count also of the employees, like L1 or L2 or L3. If you are increasing the total number of the EPS count, you have to increase the even team structure also. Always, because if EPS count is increasing, whether others will be triggered less or more. Others will be triggered less or more.
It will trigger more.
Yeah, it will trigger more. So that is the reason always EPS count is proportion to total number of employees versus total number of how many alerts are triggered. If you are saying about less number of the EPS count, you can say less number of the total number of the team. If you are saying more number of the EPS count, so then you can say more number of the team structure. It depends. For example, in my organization, I have total number of team is 19. Okay, that 19 are L1s are 6 or L1s are 9. So each and every shift 3 members, and L2s are 6 members. Each shift they are 2 members. So yep, please. Hmm. Hold on a minute, guys. 1 minute. Sorry, guys. Apologies. Yeah. Yeah. Someone is asking question, please. Someone is asking question. Hello. Someone is stopped, I think, in between. No.
No, no.
Okay, fine. So next one is L3 is the 3 members. Each one is one person, one shift guy. L3 guy. Now here 9 plus 6, 15 plus 3, 18. So like all these are level 1, and these are level 2, and these are level 3, and one SOC manager is one guy. He will take care of the all 3 shifts, and he is L4. So now overall count of the team is total 19. For this one, I will say 15,000 EPS count, for example. Now, according to this one also, you have to say total number of the team also. Not only that one, yesterday we discussed about, so based on the how many tools we have to monitor, depending on that one also. So as I said, SB Bank example I given, EDR tool we have to monitor, SIM tool we have to monitor, firewall we have to monitor, proxy we have to monitor, cloud we have to monitor. I given, okay, 5 examples. So that time more number of the people are required. More number of resources are required. It depends on that one also. If someone is complicating and someone is getting confusion from your side, what you have to do, we are not only taking care of the cybersecurity SOC operations, we are taking care of the other tools monitoring, also part of the MSS. So our client is provided the multiple solution monitoring part. We are taking care of the multiple solution monitoring or multiple tools monitoring. So this is the way how you have to, okay, so obviously they will get, okay, so they try to want to make a confusion to you, but don't get confusion. Be strong, be confident, not strong, be confident on yourself. Okay, so in the similar way, maybe my EPS count is 12,000 overall EPS count, and so my total number of team is 13. So this 13 members team, so out of 13, so 6 members are belongs to L1. They are covering all the 3 shifts. In the similar way, 3 members are L2 and 2 members are L3, or 3 members are L3. They will cover 3 shifts, and finally one SOC manager, L4. So this is overall count is 13. So you should be, okay, properly calculate in your mind, or you can prepare one of the answer also directly before going for the interview. They will ask this question also. What is your team structure? What is your team hierarchy? Team hierarchy also same, and team structure also both are same. One of the interview, so one of the interview guy, he asked about what is your team hierarchy. That person is not aware what is meant by hierarchy. He's getting confusion. And finally, he did not give the answer. Team hierarchy or team structure both are same. Hierarchy meaning here L1 to L2, L2 to L3, L3 to L4. That is called hierarchy. Team structure also same thing. But he doesn't know what is meant by hierarchy. And finally, he did not give the answer. He came back to me and he asked, what is meant by team hierarchy? Team hierarchy is nothing but team structure, how the organization structure it looks like. So couple of times that synonyms also very, very important. As I said previously, also one of the example, OSA model versus OSA reference model, both are same. But interview candidate did not give OSA reference model, he thought like something else, but both are same. Okay, so that one also, all the synonyms also you should be aware of. Okay. So now for this 18,000 count, we have to calculate now GB per day and also how much storage is required. Okay. So we have to calculate now. How to do that? Can we discuss evening? Actually, I got one emergency call and I have to join in the office call. So that's why I said on hold for a minute. Can we discuss in the evening?
Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
I mean, not emergency, one of the on-call support I have to do. One of the issue is going on, that one I have to join now. So
Okay.
apologies for that. Actually, I thought to complete this one today. It's okay. Yeah, I will take today class. Daily I'm taking at 5:30, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 to 7 I will take class today, evening.
Okay.
It will start 5 and I will complete up to 7 because I have to complete so many things here. So 5 to 7 I will take the class today evening. Okay.
Okay.
This one, whatever we are discussing, nobody will ask at the time of the interview. So they will ask maybe how many number of log sources are there, that count maybe they can expect. And also what are the log sources are there in our organization, that one we can expect. And also how many number of the log sources they can expect. And also what is the total number of the EPS count we can expect. But this calculation is completely can be done by a security architect or solution architect. So how to do and what to do. So if you know about this one, basically you'll become architect also. If you know how to calculate all these, how to design all these, obviously you'll become architect as well. One of the requirement will come to you, then you will get based on the Gartner report and based on the tender document, based on the request for proposal document, you will go through the entire requirement. You will read all those requirement guidelines, whatever client has given, and what is the EPS count also they will give, and you have to calculate storage and what is retention policy, everything they will provide in the document itself. Now you have to provide the proper solution and with the proper vendor. That is called solution architect basically. After that, he will create one of the HDD, high level design document and low level design document. That one can be done by our security architects. That is the role. But it's very crucial. Why? Because if anything mistake can be done by security architect or solution architect, entire solution will go wrong. 2 times I have done completely wrong. 2 times I designed wrong completely. Solution, entire solution went wrong. Okay. So that we can discuss in the evening class. Okay. Any questions?
Is this a manual process or do we have tools?
No. Everything is a manual process. It's not tool based. Everything we have to do manual way because tool will not do the design calculation.
So actually, I have shared a link where I have seen that how many it will give the approximate value of that.
That is okay. The couple of calculators are available. I know that log management and EPS calculators. So that is assumption. That is once again assumption. There are different websites. So if you are giving the count and if you are providing the Windows servers count and Linux servers count or firewall or proxy or IDS, IPS and everything, automatically it will generate the, okay, so how much GB it will be calculated. But different websites, they will give the different types of the GB per calculation. Which one we
Right.
have to trust?
I have seen 2 to 3, but there is a
Exactly.
change.
Yes, you are right. That is the reason. Please always coordinate with the vendor. How they are calculating the GB per not based on the whatever tools are available in the open source side. So this is one of the precautions you have to consider.
Okay. So
Okay.
when I have come across, I have seen
Yeah.
variation in the.
I agree with you. 100% agree with you. Why? Because different websites, they will give different types of calculation, but always we have to go with the vendor calculation side only. Yeah.
Okay.
Because every vendor, they will follow their own criteria. So that one we can discuss in the evening. For example, Splunk, they will go to 1.1 GB. And IBM Curator, they will go by default, one of the formula they will give. And Exabeam, they will give directly one of the formula. In such a way, vendor we have to consider, not about whatever websites, open source they are giving to us.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. See you evening at 5 p.m.